Hi guys, it is April from Getting a Go With It. Today I'm here to chat with you about what I'm planning to read for Thrillerathon, so let's get into it. Before we hop into the video, if you like this video, please hit the like button. It really supports my channel, and subscribe if you haven't. Something like 30% of you guys are not subscribed, so I would love to see you around this channel, so please do. Okay, so moving right into Thrillerathon. Thrillerathon is hosted by Harriet Rosie, and she's also hosting it with Emma from Drinking by My Shelf. Both channels I adore. They will be linked in the description box below. And Thrillerathon is happening between February 15th and the 23rd. So it's just over a week, I want to say. And they have come up with a really fun game for this Thrillerathon that I thought was super inventive. It's called Cluedo. I think it's basically the game of Clue. So you've got a murderer, you've got a weapon, you've got a location where the body is found, and you have to kind of solve the murder with your TBR. So I want to share what I'm going to read. We'll start with people who done it. So the first prompt is Dr. Peacock, the oldest thriller on your TBR. So for the oldest thriller on my TBR, I have The Silent Wife by A.S.A. Harrison. I think she wrote this and then sadly passed away, and this is her only book. So I know that this has quite mixed reviews, but I've always really wanted to read it. I don't know, I feel very badly that she passed away just after, I think, publishing this. So this follows a married couple who end in tragedy. I think he's been a very bad husband to her. He's cheated on her, and she has enough. You know that she ends up killing him, and you basically watch it develop to murder. And it sounds like a lot of fun, honestly. So that is The Silent Wife. That will be for Dr. Peacock. For Sgt Mustard, we're supposed to read a thriller with the creepiest cover, and to me, this is pretty creepy. It's Good Me, Bad Me. I think even just the coloring of this, it looks like, I don't know, it looks like bruise color, you know? And there's a face in the cover as well, and this follows a woman whose mother is a serial killer, and she actually goes on the stand and testifies against her mother. And as she's going through this process, she starts to wonder whether she herself is going to have sadistic, murderous tendencies. I've heard only amazing things about this book. So yeah, that's Good Me, Bad Me by Ali Land. I mean, this was a huge one a while ago, and I still have not read it. So that is another option. And then for Professor Scarlet, you're supposed to read the shortest thriller on your TBR. Now, I've got two here because I've already started reading The Perfect Nanny. I wasn't supposed to do that. I was supposed to wait for Thrillerathon. But I read a book, finished a book, and there was this like in-between time between Thrillerathon starting, and so I decided to pick it up. And so far so good. I'm only like 25 pages in, but I'm really liking it. It's basically my worst nightmare. Now, this is 228 pages, so very, very short. This follows a couple who hire a nanny. The woman decides she wants to go back to work. And you know from the get-go that she's killed the children. The nanny has killed the children, and you kind of work backwards and find out how this came to be. It's very violent right away, but the writing is really good. Really, really good. So this makes me very excited. I think this is called Lullaby in the UK. So yeah, that's The Perfect Nanny. This could have also gone for creepiest cover. There's something really ominous about this. But if I end up finishing that and I need another one, I've got Confessions, and this is only 229 pages. So this follows a woman who's a teacher at a school. Now her daughter is killed on the playground at the same school that she teaches at. And she is obviously devastated. She's having her last class. She's leaving the school, which I can completely understand. And she suspects that one of her students killed her child. And so she's confronting these students. And it just, I've only heard amazing things, and this is supposed to be like gripping. That's Confessions. I would love to read that. So I have to read one of these to find out who killed the person, the victim. And next we need to move on to place. So for library, we're supposed to read a new to you author. This is two authors. I've never read Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. They are like a duo. And so this is The Wife Between Us. I feel like this is the best place to start with them. And this follows a wife and an ex-wife. And it is very unclear actually what the story is about. Like the actual blurb is, doesn't really give you much information. It says that you'll make a lot of assumptions. You'll assume you're reading about a jealous ex-wife, and you'll assume she's obsessed with her replacement, but you're not supposed to assume anything. It sounds like a lot of fun. So yeah, that's The Wife Between Us. For kitchen, you're supposed to read a trope that you love. And I love nothing more than an old house and like a murder or a mystery surrounding an old house. And this is the premise, basically, of The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell. In this book, we follow a woman who's given an old house. She turns 25 and she finds a letter that changes her life, and she's basically inheriting this abandoned mansion on the Thames. And apparently 25 years ago, police were called to that same house. And when they get there, there's a 10-month-old baby in the crib upstairs, perfectly healthy, perfectly okay. But there's a group of people, like a family, in the kitchen that are all dead. And you discover the mystery. And it just sounds like so much fun. This is the type of storyline that always gets me. Like, if there's this premise in a book, you can guarantee I'll pick it up. So that's The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell. And then for the study, I'm supposed to read a recommended thriller. Now, this was not recommended to me by anyone in particular, but tons of you guys have actually recommended Darling Rose Gold to me. And a lot of you guys have actually also recommended spin-offs. This is apparently based on a true story. And there's, I think, an HBO show that revolves around this. I should tell you what this is about. This is about Rose Gold, or Gypsy Rose. Anyway, she has been told her whole life, her whole childhood, that she was very, very ill. Like, she was wheelchair bound. She went to the doctors constantly. She had tests done on her, and the doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with her. And it turns out nothing was wrong with her. Her mother was lying her entire childhood. And her mom goes to jail because of this. And when she gets out, she expects Rose Gold to take care of her. And she agrees. But I think she wants to exact revenge on her mother. And it just sounds like a fun premise. And a lot of you guys have just raved about this one. So for place, I'll have to read one of these three. And then we move on to the item that did the deed, the item that actually murdered the person. The first prompt is Candlestick, and for Candlestick I'm supposed to read the newest thriller on your TBR. Now I just did a thriller haul and there were quite a few on that, so I could have chosen a bunch of them, but I decided to choose The Perfect Wife by J.P. Delaney. And this is about a woman who basically wakes up and she's in a daze and she doesn't remember who she is. The man beside her tells her that she's his wife, that they have a child together, I think, that she's an artist, she loves surfing, but like her memory starts to come in slowly and she doesn't really trust this man. So is it that she can't trust herself or that she can't trust this man and he's actually lying to her? I know that this story has been done before, but it's just a fun premise. So that's The Perfect Wife. Dagger, I'm supposed to read an author that I've read before. And I mean, I've read a lot of Nikki French this year and I have been loving her. I finished Blue Monday. I have read Tuesday's Gone, and this is Waiting for Wednesday. And in this book, we're following Frida Klein. We follow the psychotherapist throughout the entire series. And in this book, she finds out that a mother of 3 is found dead. And it turns out that this mother had like a secret life that she hadn't told anyone about. And I'm very eager. I love the Frida Klein series so much. So yes, that would be Waiting for Wednesday. I'll definitely, hopefully be reading that one. I think that's the one that I'll be reaching for. And then the last prompt is hardback, and this is a group book. So Harriet and Emma are going to be reading Dark Matter by Blake Crouch together, and inviting everyone to read along with them. I've already read this book and I didn't like it, so I'm not going to reread it. So that will not be a prompt for me. So to find out the murder weapon, I will have to read one of these books. Hint, hint, it will most likely be this one because I love it so much. So that is my TBR for Thrillerathon. Let me know in the comments below if you are going to be participating in Thrillerathon. Are you coming up with a TBR? If you've got a channel, link that below. I'd love to see that. I'm sure other people would too. I wanted to mention, I'm finally getting smart about my description box. So I've started linking things like my Goodreads page, my Instagram account, and also my Amazon wish list. So if you want to go and check those things out, that's in the description box below. You can go and check that out. And there's also videos down there of other videos I think you might be interested in watching if you liked this one. I hope you guys are doing really well, and I will see you soon. Bye!